You could hear something that could transform your life if you watch this video through to the finish. For more wise counsel, remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you think this information is helpful. One of the most difficult experiences anyone can have is losing a spouse. One day you will have a companion by your side who has supported you through all of life's highs and lows. Then all of a sudden they are gone. Even the tiniest daily rituals begin to feel different. The house feels more empty, and the stillness grows louder. Finding a way to go on when the person you built your life with is no longer in it is more important than simply missing them. And many people make decisions they later come to regret during that difficult shift. Some of these decisions may not seem like much at first, but they can eventually cause serious emotional, financial, and even health issues. Let me ask you this. What if you make a choice that alters your life forever following the death of your spouse? Do you know what hidden hazards many widows and widowers encounter? Most essential, do you want to make the proper decisions to safeguard yourself and pay tribute to your spouse's memory? Today, we will discuss 5 of the most frequent and expensive mistakes people make when they lose a spouse. These are actual errors that have affected the lives of several people. They are not merely stories I have read about. Others experienced extreme loneliness and sorrow, while others lost their homes and were exploited. However, things don't have to be this way. You can proceed with power, optimism, and wisdom if you know what to avoid. Let's get started. It gets hard to think rationally when grief takes over. Your entire world has changed in an instant, and now you have to make important choices regarding your future, your house, and your finances. However, taking significant financial decisions too quickly can result in regret, needless worry, and even long-term financial loss. Selling a house too soon is one of the most frequent errors people make. The house could feel too vast, too empty, or too traumatic to remain in when your partner leaves. Family members or even you may feel pressured to relocate closer to family or to a smaller area. However, making a snap decision could be a mistake. It's challenging to see clearly in the fog of mourning. In time, what seems intolerable now might become more tolerable. After selling their house quickly, many people come to the realization that they gave up more than simply a residence. They gave up a place that was full of security, comfort, and memories. Give yourself 6 months, a year, or longer to fully comprehend what you need before making a snap decision. An additional significant hazard is releasing funds too soon. Financial difficulties may be brought to your attention by loved ones, or you may be really kind and wish to assist others in your spouse's honor. While being kind is admirable, it's crucial to first ensure your financial stability. Some individuals donate substantial sums of money without fully understanding how doing so will affect their long-term financial stability. Saying no or delaying major cash donations are acceptable. Then there's the problem of investing emotionally. People who are grieving may make poor financial judgments, such as investing in companies, stocks, or initiatives they don't fully comprehend. Opportunities that seem too wonderful to ignore may be suggested by salespeople or even well-meaning friends. But it's simple to ignore warning signs while you're mourning. Seek expert guidance before making any financial commitments. You can safeguard your future and view the wider picture with the aid of a financial planner. Lastly, refrain from making rash adjustments to retirement savings, insurance plans, or wills. Although it can be tempting to want to get everything in order at once, hurrying through paperwork can result in errors. You may overlook advantages, forget crucial information, or make decisions you come to regret. Take your time instead. Examine everything thoroughly, get legal advice, and make adjustments only when you're emotionally prepared. Time is your best ally despite the fact that grief might make you feel as though you must move quickly. You can safeguard your future and make decisions you won't regret by taking your time and allowing yourself time to reflect. One of the most agonizing situations in life is losing a spouse. It's easy to forget about your own needs when you're grieving, since it can be so overwhelming. Many people lose themselves in their grief to the point where they neglect their own needs. They avoid going to the doctor, miss meals, and sleep less. However, ignoring your health during this period might have detrimental effects on your physical and mental well-being. Ignoring prescription drugs and medical examinations is one of the worst errors. It's normal to feel worn out, uninspired, or even unconcerned about your own health when you're grieving. Some people could ask, what's the point now? However, your spouse would have rather that you look after yourself. Ignoring prescription medication or skipping doctor's appointments can result in issues that make living even more difficult. Maintaining your health is important not only for you, but also for your friends, family, and future self. Isolating oneself from other people is another error. Some people distance themselves from friends and relatives after losing a spouse because they feel that no one can really sympathize with their suffering. They spend more time alone, turn down invites, and quit returning calls. Although it may seem normal to grieve alone, excessive seclusion can result in extreme loneliness and even despair. Grieving alone is not a natural human emotion. During trying times, establishing connections with people, whether through friends, family, or a support group, can offer consolation and fortitude. Despite the fact that emotional well-being is equally as vital as physical well-being, many individuals disregard it following a loss. Grief is only made worse by suppressing feelings and acting as though everything is fine. As if moving on would entail forgetting their spouse, some people feel bad about laughing or having brief moments of joy. However, forgetting does not equate to healing. Regaining happiness in life is a sign of resiliency, not treachery. Emotions can be processed in a healthy way by speaking with a counselor or attending a grieving support group. Finally, people frequently stop taking care of themselves in their everyday activities. When grieving, even seemingly easy tasks like getting out of bed, taking a shower, and eating a nutritious meal might seem insurmountable. However, these little deeds have great impact. They serve as a reminder that life goes on in spite of the suffering. A quick stroll in the sunshine or some alone time spent reading a book can help you feel at ease. Taking care of oneself is a way to respect the life you have left, not a way to move on too quickly. You are not supposed to bear grief alone, even though it is a terrible burden. Making your health and well-being a priority is about giving yourself the strength to live completely, even in the face of loss, not just about surviving. In addition to being an emotional shock, losing a spouse might result in unforeseen financial difficulties. Many people make hasty financial decisions out of grief that they later come to regret. Fear, confusion, or other people's advice can all cause pressure to move quickly, which can lead to expensive errors. However, financial concerns necessitate careful consideration, patience, and appropriate assistance. Making abrupt adjustments to assets or investments is a common error. Some people feel compelled to sell their house, take out substantial sums of cash, or transfer assets right away. Emotions impair judgment in the early phases of bereavement, however. Making significant financial changes or selling real estate too soon can result in losses or unintended outcomes. Before making important judgments, it is imperative to spend the time necessary to completely comprehend the circumstance. Getting guidance from a reliable financial advisor can guarantee that decisions are made thoughtfully rather than on the spur of the moment. Blindly accepting financial advice from friends or relatives is another error. Even while family members may have good intentions, they might not be qualified to provide you advice. Some people hear advice such as, "You should sell that," or "invest in this," yet heeding such advice without the necessary knowledge can result in unstable finances. A knowledgeable financial expert who can offer advice based on facts rather than feelings should always be consulted. A lawyer or financial planner can provide clear and steady guidance while navigating investment options, wills, and paperwork. Another risk is making hasty financial decisions with other people. Some widowers experience pressure to share their financial situation with their siblings, children, or close acquaintances. For ease or trust, someone might transfer assets into another person's name. Regrettably, these choices may result in disputes, a loss of authority over private property, or even legal issues. Personal finances should be kept apart, and legal documents such as power of attorney and wills should be kept up to date. Lastly, another error is to completely avoid money concerns. After losing a spouse, some people feel that handling paperwork, insurance claims, or payments is too difficult or perplexing. They might neglect everything or overlook crucial deadlines. Delays in financial choices, however, may result in fines, lost benefits, or even financial fraud. The process can be made more manageable by taking tiny actions, such as arranging paperwork, going over spending, and comprehending the rewards that are offered. Seeking expert assistance when necessary can reduce stress and provide peace of mind. Making well-informed decisions is more important for financial security than making snap decisions. You can preserve stability and safeguard your future by taking the time to think things through, get guidance, and make thoughtful decisions. Taking care of your own health and knowing your insurance needs may not seem like a priority when a partner dies because the loss frequently causes intense emotions. Ignoring these important factors, however, can have detrimental emotional and financial effects. It's critical to put your health first and make sure you know exactly what insurance coverage you have. Neglecting one's own health is one of the most frequent errors made in the wake of a spouse's death. Your physical and emotional health might be negatively impacted by grief, which may cause you to skip regular exercise, medical exams, or appropriate dietary practices. Grief is frequently accompanied by stress, despair, and anxiety, all of which can lead to long-term health problems if ignored. It's critical to develop a routine that promotes your well-being, even in tiny ways, like going for walks, eating wholesome meals, and getting emotional support via support groups or therapy. Recall that caring for your body and mind is essential to healing and not just a luxury. Ignoring the need to examine or update your health insurance policy is another typical mistake. Healthcare expenses that were previously split are often left to one partner after the death of a spouse. You might no longer be protected by your spouse's insurance plan, or your rates might go up. Be sure to get in touch with your insurance provider to discuss your alternatives and make sure you have enough coverage. Don't count on everything being the same. Speak with a specialist about your alternatives for health insurance, as well as any applicable government subsidies or programs. In this manner, costly out-of-pocket expenses that could deplete your resources are avoided. Life insurance is another area that is frequently disregarded. It's critical to know how to access funds and ensure that benefits are disbursed appropriately if your spouse had a policy in place. People occasionally put off filing claims or neglect to finish required documentation, which prevents them from receiving the financial aid to which they are legally entitled. By acting right once, you can make sure that the insurance payout will be sufficient to meet your needs and relieve some of the financial strain during this trying time. Lastly, a lot of people overlook how their spouse may have contributed to their long-term financial stability. When grieving, it's simple to put off thinking about future costs, but knowing your financial situation, including your assets, pensions, and any life insurance payouts, can help you plan for a brighter future. You will feel more secure in the months and years to come if you take the time to assess your financial status and make the required corrections. It's important to take care of your physical, emotional, and financial needs after losing a spouse, and knowing the entire scope of your health and insurance requirements goes beyond simple paperwork. Spend some time learning about your options and, if needed, getting advice. It's essential to getting better and starting over. The emotional toll following the death of a spouse can be severe. Feelings of loneliness are a common problem for many people, and it can be quite tempting to avoid social situations. Neglecting your need for emotional support and social ties, however, is one of the most expensive errors you can make during this period. It's simple to believe that you should deal with your loss alone, yet doing so can make it harder for you to get better. Isolating oneself from friends and family is the first error. One of the most important tools for healing is the support network surrounding you. Even though it may seem like you want to withdraw from your sorrow, you can feel less alone and more comforted by reaching out to loved ones, even for a quick chat or a cup of coffee. Family members and friends frequently wish to support people who have lost a spouse but are unsure of how to handle the circumstance. You can start healing together if you take the first step and let people in on your grieving process. Ignoring the value of treatment or counseling is another frequent error. The experience of grieving is intricate and very individualized. For a lot of people, talking to a professional can help them handle emotions like perplexity, rage, or despair. Counseling is a good step toward understanding and managing your emotions. It need not indicate that something is wrong with you. Grief counseling is a specialty of many therapists who can give you the resources you need to get through this challenging time. Waiting for things to get better on their own is not an option. A counselor can provide you with coping mechanisms to help you get over your feelings and move on. Another crucial strategy for grieving management is to join a support group. It can be quite comforting to share your story with those who can relate to what you're going through. Support groups offer a secure setting where you can talk about your feelings and get advice from people who have experienced comparable difficulties. These communities, whether virtual or in person, can help you feel like you belong and serve as a reminder that you are not alone on this journey. It's a place where you may encourage one another and heal together. Finally, remember to do the things that make you happy, no matter how minor they may appear. Reconnecting with the aspects of yourself that give you life is crucial, whether it's a past passion or a brand new activity that piques your interest. You can find moments of calm and happiness by volunteering, pursuing a creative endeavor, or just taking walks in the outdoors. You can rediscover the enjoyment that can coexist with sadness and reclaim a sense of purpose by doing the things you love. Moving through the phases of grieving requires social ties and emotional support. It's about recognizing your loss while living life to the fullest, not about forgetting your partner. Seek assistance, establish connections with people, and never undervalue the importance of emotional support in your recovery. It's not necessary for you to face it alone. In conclusion, one of the most difficult things anyone can experience is losing a spouse. It's a period of intense feelings, ambiguity, and grief that is nearly impossible to deal with. Your path to recovery and tranquility, however, may be greatly impacted by the decisions you make during this trying time. Avoiding rash decisions after a loss is one of the most crucial actions. Remorse frequently results from making significant life adjustments hastily or from moving too rapidly. Take your time, think things out, and have faith that healing will happen gradually. Careful money management is another essential component of progress. After losing a spouse, it's normal to feel overburdened by financial issues, but taking the time to organize your finances and get expert guidance can help you avoid expensive blunders. Even in times of sadness, financial planning provides you with peace of mind and control over your future. Additionally, don't disregard your emotional support system and social ties. When you're feeling down, it's simple to withdraw, but maintaining relationships with loved ones, friends, or a support group can be immensely therapeutic. You can feel more encouraged and reminded that you are not grieving alone if you share your feelings with people who can relate. Finally, keep in mind that recovery is a process. It's acceptable to experience a variety of emotions and to take breaks. You don't need to hide your suffering or move quickly through it. Practice self-compassion and ask for help when you need it. Eventually, life will present fresh chances for development and happiness. But this calls for patience, encouragement, and self-compassion. Remember that it's acceptable to ask for assistance and rely on others, and take each day as it comes. Despite the length of the road, healing is achievable and will bring you to a state of acceptance and tranquility.